Hi, I'm Shasta Criss, PDGA number 28597. I'm from Santa Cruz, California.
What up, guys? Noah Meintsma, PDGA number 56555 from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
What up? I'm Trevor Harbolt, 26860 from Elizabethtown, Kentucky.
Matt Bell here, PDGA number 48950, and I'm from Nevada City, California. Learned to play up at De La in Santa Cruz, and this is our in the bag.
All right, guys. Well, let's start with the drivers. Well, we might as well go with the brand new one here.
Ooh.
We got the new Hypercane. This is an awesome new disc.
I think we're all bagging it, right?
Oh yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
For
Silver,
sure.
orange, pink. What a dependable disc. This is like fast, overstable, still has some glide. For me, I'm going to be loving this for power hyzer shots. You know exactly where it's going to go.
I like it for headwinds. Holds up perfect in a headwind, doesn't really move right, and it just stays on the fade line like you need it to when you're in a headwind. It's like my favorite disc for wind right now.
Yeah, I like the big dome on it. Really carries nicely, and I can put a lot of arm speed behind it, and it still holds true even in winds, like you guys are saying.
Big meat hook sidearms too. It holds up to all sidearm power, so
Sure. Mean.
it's a good one for that too.
Damn.
And the
Great
smaller
addition.
rim
Utility.
too.
Utility.
I feel like when you got to hammer one through the woods and get like really far left, it's gonna be easier to hit gaps than something with like a thicker rim.
Yeah, definitely like almost like a Hellfire flight, but without that fatter rim type of thing.
Yep. Exactly.
That was an instant bag disc.
Yeah.
Instantly
It's
filled the
going to be a
hole.
popular one.
Oh, yeah.
Money.
From there, it's going to be a bunch of Hurricanes for me. These are
Get that glide going in your life.
all my Hurricanes.
5 of them.
Wow.
Is that it? 5 of them.
Just 5 right now.
Just 5.
How long have you bagged one of them? What's the oldest one?
I
you
would
bagged?
say the oldest one. Well, this was a replacement. My buddy Pat gave me this one, but these Proline Flexes are kind of my go-to. I keep a pretty new one, and then a season one. Pretty much, I pop these with hyzer. They have a lot of glide. They just keep going. For me, like with my arm speed, I can pretty much get max distance with the least amount of effort with this run of discs.
Oh yeah.
My 2019s, I love these for more overstable, neutral overstable. Actually, these are kind of my headwind crushers.
Yeah.
I can trust these into a headwind and still get a good distance out of them. Hyzer shots.
Those ones have great stability.
Yeah, they're sweet. They're really nice. Not as a different feel than these other Proline Flex. I can kind of really grip into them really well and throw them hard.
Yeah.
These are kind of becoming my max D actually
I haven't
too.
thrown one of these yet, so.
I was smashing those at Glen Eagles the year those came out.
Yeah, they can handle some wind and just
They
keep
handled all the
going.
wind that
Yeah,
weekend for me.
Exactly.
It was great.
Yeah.
You
These are
say,
sweet.
are they comparable to the 2020s or 2021s?
The
Yeah.
2020s, which I don't have in my bag, those were the most understable version of Hurricanes. But these 2021s are, I would say, they're pretty neutral actually. They're kind of almost like these Proline Flexes for me. Right out of the box, I'm able to get them to turn a little bit, and it's just super controllable. It's kind of like, it's like a stiffer version of these. So when it gets hot, I think I'm gonna be liking these a little bit more than these, because these can get a little mushy in the heat. So
I feel that.
look at how pretty those are.
Yeah,
Those are rad.
Sick.
Love the swirls.
Those swirls.
Yeah.
That's my Hurricanes.
I'm rocking one Hurricane right now just for big full flights and tailwind bombs. Sometimes I roll it as well, but it gets a little bit understable for my arm speed at most times. But a lot of good tailwind shots for sure with it.
Only one?
Only one right now.
Well, I'm bagging 3 of them. So
He's
I got,
new to the team.
So I bagged one of these circular ones like you, but it's a little more stable for me. I like to throw it in headwinds here, just for controlled shots. And then my friend Barham gave me this one. This one's pretty good. Get a pretty, I'd say longer flight out of this one. I don't know really why, I just do. And then my first flight is my go-to driver all day, every day. This one I can just, I don't know, it's the most controllable driver I've ever had in my life. I can toss it like this and it just comes out of the S shot, or I throw it on big hyzers, or I throw it on big turns. It does everything I need a driver to do. So it's one of my favorites.
Nice. Neutral, controllable.
For sure.
Which one's your most understable one?
I would say the red SP one here.
Gotcha.
A little flatter,
That's why
not
you
as
can get a little
domey.
bit more extra D out of that one.
For sure. And this one's, I just love these. These are good.
Yeah, that run feels really
Those
good.
Prolines, those
Super
are
good grip on the early
Yeah.
Pro line.
And
Yeah.
stable.
I rock 3 SP Hurricanes. This one's the most beat up one. This is the one I won my national tour with. Everybody thinks it's a pipeline when I throw it.
Yeah, I can just carve the woods with that.
Yeah, just laser straight, and I can get max distance with it. And then these two are for full flights, like similar to what Noah uses it for when I really need to throw it, or when I need to just go laser straight at about 370, and I don't want any fade. I'll be able to pop these up and throw them basically like a fairway driver. So these are great for me, especially in the woods.
What other fast drivers you got going on? That's pretty much it for me.
Torrents, that's what I got.
Torrents.
Trevor's got the Torrents.
Yeah, I got one of those flat Torrents that are really overstable for like kind of utility shots, like skip ones and
You're throwing
crazy.
grenades
It's almost like
with it and
yeah,
stuff?
grenades, and it's got that flex plastic, so it sits really nice.
Right. I was gifted these like kind of flexy SP Torrents, and I like have figured them out, and they go further than my cranks ever did, and they're faster than my cranks ever were. And I'm throwing them just like I would a crank on a hyzer flip to full flight. This is my full flight disc. Like you get your Hurricanes, you got a lot more arm speed than my old ass, but these go so far, and they do the S turn like I want so perfectly.
Yeah, those things are pretty when you throw them, man. I love that teal one.
Yeah, this one's
So
sick,
nice.
man.
Dope color.
Yeah, they got a little more stability than some of the other ones, but they still flip out of my hand really good. Real fast. They get to where you want to go as fast as possible, and that's what I like. So.
Heck yeah.
I mean, if you guys have seen me on tournament coverage or played with me, you know I have a couple of Zeus's that I'll throw for like when I need to finish left, especially like in a headwind and stuff. I know the Flex Hurricane would be able to do it for me, but I just never got the time to like really dial one of those in.
You don't get quite the D either with the flex.
Not quite the D I need on tour, but I know for sure these Hypercanes will be able to replace them, especially once they get a little season.
Yeah.
For sure.
They're gonna be the go-to for me. Like I have no doubt about it. So
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I am excited about.
And then
beating
I'll
in a
officially
Hypercane.
throw all DGA at that point.
Once you knock those Zeus's out with the Hypercane.
Yep.
Yeah, I
It's
gotta-
only a matter of time.
I gotta do the same thing. I got a couple Zeus's. They just come out really clean for forehands for me, and then as well as just like giant gliding with like no, they're gonna finish left and be consistent with that. And just like trying a lot of drivers out when I was first making the switch, those ones just felt like comfortable for me with replacing the Hurricane with my bag for a little bit more stable until the Hypercane came out. I kind of want to cycle like to get only Hypercanes eventually, but since I only have a couple, it's kind of hard to find like straight ends.
And it's got the smaller rim, so it's gonna
Yeah.
be more accurate.
So it'll be a better switch eventually
gap
once I get
hitter.
a little bit more in my bag and used to them. And then as well, I carry forces for the same thing when it's really windy, especially playing like on tour, those big ball golf courses.
Yeah.
They just hold up similar to how a Hypercane is going to be now. So when I get more of these, I think I'm just going to eventually cycle all those out for the Hypercane because it really fills that hole I'm looking for.
No doubt.
Sure, took the forces out of my bag because of the Hypercane.
Yep.
So.
It's definitely like a Tish glider force, but very, very similar, I would say, to the force mold.
That's
Yeah.
right. I have another Hurricane in my bag.
It's all overstated.
The SP Flex Hurricane.
yeah.
These are the most overstable Hurricanes.
6 Hurricanes, here we go.
And
So
that one
it's-
doesn't have any sparkles.
Yeah, for me, forehand up shots, trick shots, spike hyzers. You can get them and they're flexy, so when you spike them, they just kind of
Yeah, I have a
bounce and
couple,
stay where
but
they're at. And
Like you
I love
haven't
that
worked
plastic
them.
when it sits
Yeah.
and digs like
The
that.
gum.
You
and
just
if
don't have
it's
to worry about it.
really windy, I can rip that as hard as I want and do it pretty much as hard of
Now,
a wind. and
now it's
still get some
understable,
D.
bro. So nobody else is throwing Torrents?
You know, I do have a Torrent that I'll put in my bag, an SP, if it's more of a wide open course.
Right.
And like, I really like them for skips and hyzers, but I think that the Hypercane's actually probably going to fill the slot that I was throwing
Okay.
the Torrent for
Gotcha.
myself. It's just a little bit too wide of a rim for my hands.
Right.
The
I
Hurricane
got
just
these
feels so much better.
gargantuan
Yeah, you have big hands.
Mitts
Makes
on
sense
my
of why
hands,
you.
so-
Yeah, you have long fingers.
Yeah.
It makes sense why
It's
you like
kinda
Torrent
crazy.
so much.
And I only throw everything with 2 fingers too.
Wow.
So it's my hands are almost too big to grip, and they start like doing this crazy thing. So I gotta like bring it down to 2
Yeah, Torrent's bomb.
They get up and go.
for sure.
That's one thing I never practice is distance. So when
you
I throw the
carve stuff.
Torrent, it's like, you know, they're out there like 50 feet apart. I like my discs stacking on top of each other. So
Yeah, the
I just
spray
throw
is a little
golf
bit.
shots. I practice those.
Yeah, and you're really good at it.
Torrents work for golf shots, but you really gotta work them. I feel like
I think
more
that
for
it's
distance.
touchy for
They're
sure.
working for me right now. I've like just started figuring them out in Kansas and Colorado and at OTB. Like,
Yeah. I have no
Starting
doubt
to
it'd
figure 'em
get me extra distance, but
yeah, they do.
No, you
They
can
go
control them
far,
really well.
man. Holy
you
crap.
control them really well. I can see why you like them.
rollers.
Proline Rogue.
Proline
And this is
Rogue.
a great roller, but I also I stopped in Utah on my way back from Colorado, and got some worlds practice in, and at the elevation up there, this is actually like flying amazing for my backhand.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of shots out there that you need to hold really straight without really any fade, and I was just like going to this over and over, so I think this is going to get a lot of air time in Utah for me.
Heck yeah.
Oh yeah.
I feel the same way with my SP Rogue.
Nice.
Like, when I was up in Colorado, I was throwing this a lot, and it was just staying straight. It wouldn't really move too much to the right, but super straight, great for high elevation. I love the Rogue. I know you like them.
I have no doubt this is one of the best discs for the woods ever. So if there's any kids out there watching this, get a Rogue, learn how to throw it in the woods, and you're going to be one of the best in the woods with it. So
I got to get some of those.
They
Those
hold
are
really
sick.
nice, tight
and they roll
lines.
amazing for me if
Really
you want to
bomber
roll
one.
them. But yeah, I was the same way. I'm like, man, I really need to like spend some time throwing these air shots in the woods, and
Sure.
they're so good.
Exactly. Nice. I'm glad you're.
But I have
bonding
that
with it
green
like that, too.
Hurricane, so it'd be like hard to get away from that
No,
one.
but the Hurricane has more. I feel
More
like it
turn.
has
This
more
is gonna
movement like
go
this.
straight.
Exactly. It holds those kind of similar flights, but tighter lines.
yeah. And I got to watch Stan Pratt throwing them at De La while I was an up and comer.
Yeah.
So good.
There's a lot of good rogue throwers at De La.
Yeah.
It's such a good speed and stability. For
Yeah, you can stay smooth with it and
Mm-hmm.
still get, 400 feet.
Exactly. People
yeah.
with more medium arm speeds, it's a
Mm-hmm.
excellent like max distance driver.
I like it when it's like when we're down on elevation. I like to throw this thing in like huge anti-turnover shots, and it's just like goes forever. And figured that out. Good throwing over some
Get it
trees
up
one
in the
time.
air
Yeah,
high,
get it
let
up
it work
and
itself
over, and
out.
just it goes forever.
All right, what's next on the speed?
I have one, sometimes two pipelines in my bag, but that's just like the big giant turnover lines or rollers on this kind of angle that get the big long turns.
Sure.
You throw any
Love
rollers
the
in
pipeline.
Visalia with it?
Yeah. Got a couple eagles with the pipeline last weekend. Had end of the trail with it. It was pretty sweet. One roller and one was a big air shot, full turn the whole time.
Nice.
Super nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've been loving these new run SP pipelines. They're a little bit domier than years past runs, and it's great in the air. A very controllable. I feel like I get it a little bit further than years past pipelines too, and I can
controllable.
roll it amazing. It stays on a cut line forever and just falls over.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't like really unless I get it too tall, but if I get it on the right cut, it just falls
good
right
roller.
over. It's so awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like whatever they did to all the new pipelines, the SP, the Pro Line, and these Tour Series ones,
exactly.
they got more glide out of all of them.
It's true.
Because I was throwing them all further than any previous
Yeah,
pipeline.
like almost 20, 30 feet further just
Yeah.
on a flight. Yeah.
It is wild how much they stay in there.
So,
It's
They
kind
did
of almost
some
filled
to
a gap in between for me. I kind of go from the pipeline to the Hurricane, and there's a little bit of sting there, but these ones kind of
absolutely, that's
Yeah.
what I have this one for too.
sick.
Same run.
Yeah, it's the same ones.
I
Those are
throw the
money.
first flight
Awesome.
ones. They're a little more stable, I think. I like them, and then I
Little
got your pipeline for roller shots, and it like just another
Big turn.
turnover shot.
Yep.
It just depends on which one I guess I like more in my hand that day over the Rogue and pipeline, but
Yeah.
this was my go-to fairway at the moment. I'm loving
Dude.
this thing.
Yeah.
This is I've had mine in the, like one of those in the bag since they came out in 2016. So it's just like they start off the most stable, but they just beat in.
It's so good.
It's kind of like it hasn't changed in like a couple of years. I
Right.
feel like it kind of just reached the stability, and maybe because it helps because it doesn't really like to hit trees. So.
That helps.
And I tell people with these SP ones that I don't ever try and turn it over. This is just straight
Yep.
to fade strictly. And if you want to get one to turn over, that does great things on the turnover lines, like the Pro Line or these Tour Series ones.
Yeah.
For sure.
Hold on.
And they're
Better
also
turn.
just laser straight.
Totally right with you on that
Yeah.
assessment.
Like coming
I
over
agree.
to DGA was going to be hard in my mind to replace my Mantis, but this Tour Series pipeline,
Cool, that's the one that filled that gap. I
Filled
remember
that
we were
gap,
talking
yeah.
about that, and I was like, I'm not quite sure. Maybe a
it's a
squall
little.
will fill it, but
I don't know if it might be the same speed. This could be a little slower, but it just.
They're
it
probably about the same,
flips
maybe
over
even faster. Because this
perfectly.
is a 9.
Is it a
pipeline.
9?
Yeah.
Then yeah, it is probably about the same. Mantis is like.
It's pretty fast.
But yeah, it made that bag pretty easily when I figured that one out.
Like, yeah.
Yep.
I lost a bit.
I'm basically just throwing less Hurricanes now that I'm throwing more of this one.
Yep.
All right, we got to talk about the money, the Banzai. The money.
Oh yeah,
Banzai's our money.
loving the Banzai.
Banzai bombers. I got my Shasta stamped one. You know me, always vibing with the Cali stuff. Really been digging this for just like super straight as hard as I can, and then it gets a really reliable finish to it in the SP. It's a lot more overstable than like the newest runs of the Bell one or
Yeah.
like some old Pro lines. So this is like definitely my like go-to for really hammering it. So I don't have to like worry about it flipping ever, even in headwind.
Yeah, I don't have my Pro line in my bag right now, but it was the first one I ever got from DGA. I've thrown it on every island hole I've come across for the last 2 years, and I still have it. So that says something about it.
When you told
It's
me,
my highest percentage birdie disc.
when you told me you throw your Banzai on every island shot, after that I have thrown this purple first flight Banzai
still
on
got it.
every island
Let's
shot,
go.
and I still have it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that's it. This is like very, very consistent.
I'm working these new Tour Series ones in. These ones have extra stability, so they're just perfect for, you know, that reliable fade at the fairway distance.
Same.
We don't have any islands this week either, so.
No.
You can make one up. Just
Yeah.
pretend everything's an island.
I
just
pretend
park
like
it.
they are, yeah.
Park 'em.
I like yours as for more stability too, and I can kind of hammer on it and get it over, and it'll still like fade out to it. So
Oh yeah.
that one's
Yeah, you can force them over and they'll get flat and even fade back a little bit.
Yeah. For me, they've just become my favorite hyzer disc.
Yeah.
I catch them on hyzer and they do exactly what they
Yep.
want.
I love hyzer.
My last shot at Visalia, there's a hole where there's just a wall of trees and you kind of just got to pick a gap. And I just went within myself. I'm like, just throw the hyzer thing. That line is right where you want it. And I like, for the first time in 10 years, I actually got through the gap
Nice.
a foot from the pole to finish the
That's awesome.
regulation of the tournament. And I was
Super
just
high.
like, I freaking love this disc. It's
Yeah.
so awesome.
It's amazing.
Well, I carry a couple more fairways. I actually lost one while we were playing, but I also throw tsunamis, kind of comparable to the Banzai.
Yep.
This is an SP one. It's a little more stable than my Banzais. And then the Pro line I lost is like a Pro line tsunami was my favorite disc growing up as a kid. I threw that thing for 150-foot shots, 500-foot shots. I threw it for everything. So
Wow.
that disc is it has a special place in my heart. And I
Yeah.
lost it out there somewhere. So
Yeah.
Today?
yeah, I left it on that downhill hole, but it's all right. I got
I
more.
pretty
You,
much
you couldn't find it? Or you left it?
I just left it, I think.
We'll find it.
It's all
You
good.
get that.
Go
It's all
get
good. I got like 10 more.
I use my Hellfire for that slot.
Okay.
As far as like a utility for sidearms
Right.
or like, you know, big ass shots and
Yeah.
whatnot.
I use the Hellfire too.
Oh, it's
But I
one
use
of
it
the
for
best.
more sidearms.
It's one of the best discs out there, I think.
Yeah, true. That's been one of
For
the biggest,
scoring.
easiest switches for me is going to the Hellfire. That 10-speed is just like something I really didn't know I needed, but the 10-speed is just so perfect. Like I have just this straight just turnover the whole way Hellfire and old Pro line, and then this ledgestone run of swirl is just really overstable.
Yeah.
And then I have one in between too, the sparkle run that's just pretty straight, a little bit of fade, but that 10-speed is so perfect.
And
Still
you're
can get a
throwing
bunch
those
of
over
distance.
like 400 feet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can get about 450
It's
out of fairway.
Kind of ridiculous.
Hellfire.
Dude. I'm
That
throwing
thing's
this
seasoned,
thing
right? One of
for,
them.
like,
'Cause you're getting that thing to turn.
turn.
Yeah.
I thought it
I've
was.
never seen a
I
Hellfire
thought it
do
was a
that.
hurricane dude, when you threw it. I
But
never-
Noah's got some special snap going on.
These things are the most stable fairways we have on my mind.
Yeah.
And I throw them for sidearms
Yeah.
or tomahawks or thumbers, but this guy throws them for distance, and it's pretty intense to
Control
watch,
distance,
dude. I love it.
Super
Any
money.
more drivers or we're
I
on
think
the
that's
mids?
all I'm rocking for drivers.
Yeah.
Drivers. Nope, not
We
you.
got a good pile
Oh,
here.
yeah. I mean, just for me, I have the 3 pipelines in my bag, just all different stabilities.
Awesome.
Smart man.
Flippiest, second flippiest, newest type of
You
thing.
throw that purple one
Yeah.
pretty well.
Yeah, that's
Watching
becoming my
those
new.
today.
It's like I've been throwing it a lot. It's like kind of the newest disc in my bag, and been bonding with it. I like it. Like it's kind of gotten a little bit beat in, and I'm looking forward to throwing that in elevation too. Like all that glide.
I like that.
Pipelines are such a good disc, dude.
They are.
And I'm glad you brought up the like flippy to stable because I always mention that in my end bags. You
Yeah.
know, for all my slots, like drivers, it's always
Layers.
the flippiest to the most stable and everything in between.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
same for the fairway drivers, you know, fill in all the slots so you can shoot the spread.
For sure.
And to be honest, I got a lot more discs in my bag probably than y'all do because I'm trying to still figure everything out and what I like. So,
Yeah.
which I pretty much like everything. That's the problem. Is I throw it all in my bag.
Oh, I keep a sail in my bag.
Oh, you got a sail, okay.
Yeah, and this is another one actually for elevation. Can throw some amazing turnovers,
Oh yeah.
and then straight out of the box, the easiest roller disc that you can imagine. And I like these special blend ones because they're a little flatter. Sails are kind of domey and just feels really good in my hand. And
Heck yeah.
I tried one today. The super sail.
yeah,
It flipped over.
I saw that. I'm glad you got it back.
I found it though. Yeah.
Let's go.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, I love the sail, especially being out in the Northeast. They have like some of the thickest woods on the planet on their courses. So to be able to like stand still and just knife sail shots,
You can get it on hyzer and still get it to turn right.
Yeah, or I'll even just throw touch turns
Good
with
for
it real slow, like 10% speed.
patent pending
get
and
it,
stuff, yeah.
Get it the glide out of it. They're amazing.
Perfect
So,
utility disc
You
for
throw
sure.
it with patent,
Yeah.
like
I'm
patent
pretty sure
pending
the
and
furthest air
Oh, yeah.
shot I ever had was in Tahoe with the
I need to
sail.
try them out a
That's
little
sick.
more.
It just got it and it just
Stayed up
disappeared
forever.
and like I had a putt on a par
Can't
4.
believe I let that some
Never
That's awesome.
on button. Yeah,
Whoa.
they're sweet.
All right, should we talk about the money makers right now, boys?
Oh yeah.
Let's get rifty.
Oh, really?
Noah and his riffs,
Oh,
man.
come on, they're so gas.
You make them gas, that's for dang sure.
They just flip up on just the perfect little baby hyzer and just go 400 feet, just dead straight.
Yeah.
You can get them to hold a giant ante. You can pop them on a big hyzer that'll stay on. It's just
You can forehand them
can
probably
forehand them about
350, no
350
problem.
feet.
The first
Yeah,
year I threw
wild.
the riff, I was like, this is the best mid-range on the market.
Yeah, it's
Same with
so
the Rogue.
good.
Anybody watching at home who wants to learn,
Rift and rope.
learn to control the rift and you'll be good to go. You'll
Yeah.
be able to birdie any mid-range hole with it.
Switching from Discraft to
Very
DGA, this was one of the easier transitions because it's a buzz. It's like a buzz. It's like a better, longer flying
Yep.
buzz.
It's a
I
buzz
love it.
that's seasoned already that you can trust right
Yeah,
away out of
right.
the box.
Yeah.
You can get better fade pin high though, I feel like,
Yeah?
than a buzz
Okay.
with the rift. Like you can push it all the way pin high and then get
And,
fade
yeah,
out of it
for
if you
sure.
want.
You stand it up.
Whereas a buzz will just keep going straight.
Right. I love them. It's easy put in my
So I
bag.
feel like it's easier to reach hard to reach pin locations
Right.
with the rift.
They do go a little further, and the way he throws them, it's like, why do you want to throw anything else?
Yeah.
Well,
He throws riffs up.
maybe because you've been throwing Aftershocks and Squalls forever. And pretty much a rift is like you morph to Aftershock and a Squall to me.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
I was throwing it around, I'm like, this is a really cool disc. But I mean, for me, probably one of the best part of my games is when I'm throwing these discs, the Squalls
Aftershock.
and Aftershock.
Yeah.
So that's why the rift isn't in my bag. I love them for forehand. I feel like they're a superior disc for forehand shots for these, but I'm not going to keep one in my bag just for that. So
I feel it.
I stick to the Aftershocks.
Yeah,
From
actually,
flippy to straight to almost straight.
There you go. Yeah, that's kind of why I don't rock the Aftershock or the Squall, because I have the Rift. I feel like I don't really need those
Yeah.
molds as much. So I just
Yeah.
have two Rifts. But then I do have a Shock Wave, which is very overstable but still gets glide, like predictable in the wind. It's got a nice bead too, so it fights a little better.
Oh yeah.
I definitely throw the Aftershock. That was the disc that surprised me coming over, as I didn't know like anything about this awesome disc, and now I throw it for pretty much every upshot I have or anything in the woods straight and then to fade. And then of course the Squalls, like probably one of my favorite discs in our lineup. I can throw them super straight, and they hold over on the line, glide over pretty well. This one's my more stable one, and this is the more flippier one. But
How surprised were you how far those things go?
not too surprised because I threw them when I was younger
Oh,
with
okay,
the
so you were
tsunamis,
a
so
squall
I was
thrower.
already seasoned to throw this amazing disc.
Yeah, so much glide.
I can throw them a hyzer flip and they just go so straight and so far, and they
Yeah.
work so well.
Yeah,
They're
the
almost
Squall, it's
a
one of
D
the
of a
furthest
fairway
flying
driver.
mid-ranges ever.
Yeah.
And like, it's one of those discs you can throw downhill forever.
For sure.
It's got the perfect stability, it just holds.
Yeah, I was throwing it on a 1,000
And,
footer in Florida downhill, just like
Yeah.
just stay straight.
It's so
forever.
easy to throw straight at any distance. And then same with the Aftershock. If I'm
That's an
worried about the
I want to see.
if I'm worried about the Squall going too far, I'll throw the Aftershock.
Dude, this thing
Definitely.
does not feel like an Aftershock.
And they're
No.
both pretty straight flyers, so when I need something with like turn to it, I'll throw the Quake and just kind of
Yeah,
maneuver the Quake in there.
Yeah,
I like
Quake.
the Quake for big
Oof.
hyzer shots.
Quake's a great one.
Best overstable mid-range on the market, in my opinion.
It is, yeah.
It's got no bead on it, but it's so overstable, and you can still backhand it so comfortably and forehand it so comfortably.
Yeah.
Which
I like
just
it for forehands for
I
sure.
can't
feel
get
like
over
most other mid-ranges that are this overstable on the market, they start hyzering out right away.
Yeah.
These you can push straight, like almost all the way to the pin.
and then
And then
dump
they
super
don't.
hard.
You put torque on it, and it's
can
like
get into
It's
S.
really easy to control.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
You don't have to play the fade right out of the hand.
And then we have these new D-line ones that
Ooh. Yeah.
start off pretty overstable out of the box, but they just have this most buttery, grippy plastic.
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people talk about those.
Get
This
that
is
nice
kind of
flip up a little
another one that I've been throwing so much just because it's been so fun and I love it. I love the
Right.
SP. This is like the most dependable, overstable mid-range that I've been dreaming about for years until we made it, and it's perfect.
It's very dreamy.
Absolutely
It's a great
perfect.
adjective.
Oh, yeah.
I like the pro lines. I don't know, like just the feel in the hand.
Those Pro lines are really nice. I feel like they're kind of similar to these actually SPs.
Oh yeah, it feels yeah. It's,
Very
I
firm
didn't.
and flat.
The
Breeze,
first Pro
firm
lines
and
were a
flat,
little
yeah.
bit slippery for me, and for some reason the SPs, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have a preference of plastic. Just for some reason, I find which one I like and I stick to it.
For sure.
Makes
Yeah.
sense. Heck yeah. What a spot.
Matt knows
yeah.
about San River.
I got my Daylaw one for you over here.
Dayla. Let's go.
Dang, I'm behind. I only got a
Anyone
regular
else got
one.
different any other mids in there?
Any other mids?
Not right now.
No, I think
No,
that's
I
it.
feel that.
For the mids.
Keep them simple.
Squalls, Aftershocks, Quakes.
What about breakers? Everyone's got a couple breakers in there. Gotta have your breaker.
Absolutely.
Forehand, backhand specialty again. You can't go wrong with it either. Both shot shapes, just super predictable. Comes out amazing in both styles.
Mhm.
So I'm kind of like Matt on this one. I got my stable one. I got my turnover kind of straighter one, and then I got my trusty one.
Is the stable, is that a SP Flex?
This is an SP Flex, yeah. This
Yeah,
one's
those
good. I use this one for like more like sidearm shots.
Who wants to sit a little nicer with
Yeah,
the SP?
and then I'll use this one for like backhand straight shots, and then I like this one for pretty much everything else
The
that you
backhand
can use a
hyzers type
breaker.
of thing?
Backhand,
Yeah.
sidearm, hyzers real high. So.
Heck yeah.
when
Breaker's
you want
the
your breaker
best.
shots to look
Yep.
extra pretty.
Yeah, when you want them to look extra pretty, you have a little swirly one in there. So.
Nice.
Yeah, for how overstable they are, they go incredibly straight at high speed.
Yeah.
So I find it really useful in the woods if I got to hit multiple gaps and throw it more than 200 feet. Sometimes your putter will be a little squirrely and can get left or right, and these are just going to go
Super
straight.
true.
You
Yeah.
can hammer them.
People like to hammer on putters, and this is one you can hammer on and trust.
It's one of my favorite ways to throw it.
Yep.
For sure.
If
Just
you throw
hammer
it
on.
hard and flat in the wind, it just goes so straight and then barely finish if you really commit to it.
Yeah.
I
I
love
love
that.
it.
I love that flight in the wind.
Doesn't
I'm the opposite.
deviate
I like
much.
it when there's lots of airspace for me. Like, I know I can just kind of work out a
Right.
little bit of hyzer
Play a little chip.
between that 2 to 250 range, and just so predictable.
Great for the golf shot.
Exactly.
It's
I kind of had
perfect
an
for
island shot I
250.
had to hit in Visalia with it, and just
My Titanic in Pro line actually is more overstable than my beadless steady, but it's still pretty new and I don't throw it much except for like big hyzer shots, so it stays overstable. So I don't really throw it in the woods or anything, so
yeah,
it's
try
been
to
nice.
keep it fresh.
Yeah.
I hear
it's
a
been
lot
nice
about
flight.
the Titanic, and I've never thrown it yet. I
It's
heard
supposed
they
to
just-
be pretty straight, but this plastic mold, like back in the day when they came out in 2000, I think this was like a 17 or 18 run.
Is it?
Yeah, because it's kind of an old like Minnesota stamp on it, but they're just so
I
much
think
more
this is
overstable
older than that.
than other runs.
But
I haven't really felt the Titanic.
the Titanic.
It's so weird.
Super cool.
It's like a magnet.
Nice and
almost,
tall,
isn't
very similar to the magnet mold.
it? Yeah. That feels good.
A lot of those, they have a lot of glide, don't they?
Yeah, a lot of glide, but that one just pretty
Not
stable.
that, not that
yeah,
version.
but I like it a lot.
Yeah, I still have one of my swirly steadies from when I first joined DGA. This is what I was winning tournaments with right off the bat. It just was perfect for me.
Damn. Look at that chunk, bro.
Is that your putter?
Oh, yeah.
Is that your putting putter to start?
Yeah,
love.
you use this, buddy.
And thrower.
Look at that.
And then
the
I
love
found
in
the Pro Series steadies. These are the ones that I made my run with at Masters Cup last time, and I recently put them back in the bag. I've been using my newest Pro Series steady for the last year and a half, but I'm gonna go back to these for a little bit,
Heck yeah.
at least for this Masters
Get those
Cup.
good vibes
Yeah.
going. I
Yeah,
like it.
I like it.
they just are real easy for me to control, and whether it's the newer one or these older ones, they work really well for me. So
That's awesome.
I've
stick
seen you
with
make a
those.
few putts with those.
Yeah,
Maybe a couple.
yeah, just a couple.
Well, I'll just keep it with Matt Bell because that's what I put with, are the Matt Bell putters here.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been a better putter this year with these in my hand, dude. No
sure.
lies. Like, my
stats
percentages,
say so.
stats, and everything say so. So
Yeah.
putting these in my hands is like, yep. When you put them in my hands, it was easy.
Yeah.
And I have a DL steady just for like up shots, about 150 in or something, just real smooth and straight, fan gripping, you know.
Yeah.
So controllable bit. I love these putters, man. Best putters.
Yeah.
Steady's a good one.
Yeah, I rock the stone steadies, still beaded, but they're a little stiffer coming from KC Pro AVRs in the past, but then they have so much more glide. Like, I just step up to the putt, pretend I'm Matt Bell, and I just jump it in there. Maybe I'll spin it in there. You never know what I'm gonna do, but it's going in either way, so it's pretty amazing.
I like it. You pretend you're
But
Matt Bell.
then I gotta beat this one too for a little bit more spinny control and like kind of keeping a little floater more on it rather than worry about it.
You've been on the team how long?
That one I got from, that's a Diggers stamp. Shout out to Diggers in Santa Cruz.
That feels great.
I don't know what to say about that one.
It's like
That
dirty.
one's dirty.
Yeah, you gotta have some
It's
love.
dirty.
You gotta have some love on it. It was maybe in the backyard underneath like
Shasta, you
a little
still rocking
something,
the
but
reef?
still good.
No, I don't have reefs. I have all steadies in my bag, but this
Okay.
is basically my reef.
Yeah.
I've had this
Don't even have your
This
bead
is a
left on
first
there.
flight D-line steady,
Wow.
2015 collegiate championships. This has been in my bag since 2015.
Nice.
And it's
Old
really
reliable.
understable, but I mean, I can pop this with a lot of hyzer, get it to fly down, maybe even start turning at about 180 feet and start making right.
That's awesome. I
Or
love that
just
flight.
smooth upshots through the woods. This one's kind of, used to be my putting putter, and this one's kind of taking more of the place of this one for more drives and straight putts. And this is a new one for drives, and then here's my putting putter. I love the D-line. I just love the feel of it. And
Yeah.
Here's one thing I can't wait, dude. I can't wait to beat my disc in like you guys got. So I got some like trusty babies that I've been
Yeah.
playing for a while. So that's something I can't wait for.
nice,
And everybody's got to have an ace in the hole. So when I really need to make a shot happen, I pull out my trusty BlowFly.
dude. Totally, dude.
Yeah, I have blow sift too. I forgot to bring him with, but
Same.
One of the original steady
You
ed
got one?
molds right here, the 86 mold.
That's
So this one's really easy to control, and just if you're worried about it rolling away, just plop this over there.
Heck yeah.
You know it's gonna
So you
sit.
get a
So
BlowFly.
You need to crumple it
Only
up
got
in
a
a ball
BlowFly.
and throw it out of the
if
woods.
you need to crumple it in a ball, you can. But normally you don't.
and then also, you know, if you're playing day law down here, you got to have your old trusty slingshot. You never know when you got to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't have anything cool to pull out of my bag.
You don't?
Actually, I do have a glass piece of pizza that I made with
Is that your
Cambodia.
dirt bag?
I got it. I've been.
Got me lucky stones here. Got some crystals from
Yeah,
Arkansas.
Noah, look at
Nice.
this guy.
My polished agates.
Wow.
Let's sprinkle some good dust on there.
There we go.
I got a mini that smells like coffee.
Where's your dirt from?
It's mostly Daylaw dirt. I like
Okay.
to find
Mostly day law dirt.
decomposed trees. I did pull a little bit of Visalia has some
Sawdust.
really fine soft dirt. I like the sawdust, but then I've been
Visalia's
making
known
a
for the
blend.
dirt.
I got dirt in there. I got sawdust, decomposed tree. I've kind of just been finding everything I like
What feels
and
good? Let me just
mixing
put
it
it in this
together,
bag.
so that way I
Next
can
time we
get
play
really
together,
dirty.
I'm gonna hit you up for some of that.
All right. Well, I'm gonna
Special
like.
mix.
This is just kind of my carrying bag. I'm hopefully gonna have like. I gotta get at least a gallon or two for
Yeah.
the rest of the tour to bring with me.
Here's your special blend for that
Well,
perfect
Yeah,
grip out there. You
I
know.
go through it a lot. Basically every shot, when we get into the humidity, I gotta touch this stuff
Yeah.
because I have sticky hands as it goes anyway. So
Yeah, I feel that Minnesota hands are always sticky.
I didn't bring my birdie bag.
dirty. This stuff's dirty.
Well, I think that's about it, huh?
Heck yeah.
Thanks for hanging out with us and checking out what's in our bag here, Team DGA, and you can go check out discgolf.com and find these molds, or at your local DGA retailer.
Discgolf.com was
That was fun, guys.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
nice
that
seeing
was
what's in all your guys' bags.
Yeah, for sure, same. Throw
Yeah.
DGA, most fun wins, right?
Definitely.
Keep chucking, young lads out there.
Keep chucking chuckers.